What's up, Sagittarius friends? Welcome to my channel, The Intuitive Teacup. I'm so happy to have you all here with me today. We are here to do your November monthly tarot spreads. Oh my goodness, it's November. Happy early birthday to all of you guys watching. Cross-watchers are welcome as well. Happy Scorpio season, happy Halloween, happy Thanksgiving, all the good stuff. This is like my favorite time of year. I love the fall. So I hope this video finds you well. We are, as I said, going to do your monthly reading for November. As always, guys, keep in mind these are going to be general readings, so not everything I say will resonate with you. That is very likely. Pieces and parts of it very likely will resonate with you. But as always, I welcome you to come into this with an open heart and an open mind. Sometimes messages will resonate for you later down the line in the future, in a few days, a few weeks, a few months. So if something resonates later, fantastic. Take it and run with it. Otherwise, anything that seems foreign or doesn't fit your story or scenario, drop it like it's hot, push it aside. You don't need to worry about those messages. They're probably for someone else who needs to hear them. But you guys know, you Saggies are cool, right? My Saggy gang, I love you guys. Thank you for supporting me. I really appreciate that. Everything you want to know about this video will be in that description box below. That includes the decks I'm using, as well as my social media. I am The Intuitive Teacup on Facebook and Instagram. Give me a like, share, subscribe where you can. I always appreciate that. Other than that, we're going to hop in for my Sagittarians. In the month of November, roughly, as we all know, energy is free-flowing, so there really is no fixed start or end date, but we're going to see what we can get for the Sagittarians out there. My dad's a Sagittarius. I got a little bit of Sag in my chart, too. Sagittarius. All right, cool. Let's do it for my Saggies. Your energy coming into the month, potentially. Queen of Pentacles. So a card of Capricorn could also be Taurus or Virgo. Now this is representing your energy, so you may be in worker bee mode, right? You may be focused on that money. Make that money, baby, right? With Pentacles, it's earthly matters, tangible things you can reach out and touch. So it could be your money. You could be doing home repairs. You could be hitting the gym and working on your body, right? The physical reality, right? The 3D. So also the card of like motherly nurturing energy, if you will. The Queen of Pentacles is frequently the mom card for me, sometimes the wife card, male or female, right? Underlying energy for that is, oof, that Three of Swords. All right. And this is such a grim depiction of it, too. It looks like this elephant is just like hung his head, right? He's at like the funeral of his buddy there. This card gives me the feels majorly, and the gray clouds up ahead. So this card is pretty much what is depicted here. There's sadness, there's sorrow. Three of Swords is sometimes depression or heartbreak in a how do I want to phrase it, lesser vibration of that. It can be disappointment, you know, it can be something that just didn't go your way. But yeah, in a stronger vibration or more intense energy of it, it's like depression, heartache, things that are keeping your mind imbalanced, right? With the three, we go from the Three of Swords into the Four, where we need to rest, we need to recuperate, we need to heal our wounds, essentially, right? With these swords. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. Now that's the underlying energy of this mother. Now I'm not necessarily saying that you have to have kids if this is your story, but the idea of potentially nursing yourself back to health, right? Or focusing on things that are in your control, maybe to not distract yourself, but like healthy coping mechanisms where you can actually see the progress. Earth is a very slow-moving energy, but again, it's work, it's building, it's doing, the physical, again. It's not all this internal thought or the internal emotions. It's getting out in the world and doing something with your day, potentially to move on from something that, again, was just a disappointment or a sorrow. Let's throw another clarifier on it. Let's see what else we can get from my Saggy gang. Learning some sort of valuable lesson that you can apply in the real world. What was this Three of Swords about for Sagittarius? What else do we need to know about the Three of Swords here? Three of Swords. Could have been the loss of somebody in your life, right? Sadness. You could have lost a family member. You could have lost a friend. You could, you know, have lost a romantic partner, a lover, somebody who meant the world to you, who was very dear to you. They're no longer either with you in the 3D if they have literally passed on, or just the relationship has ended and there's some unsettled feelings there. Particularly in the mind, like they're on your mind. You're still actively thinking about them. A High Priestess. All right. This could be the card of Cancer, sometimes Pisces as well. It's sometimes a card of secrets. This card has several different meanings, so please, again, only take what resonates. The high priestess can sometimes be like the secret woman if there was multiple partnerships going on here. So maybe there was a secret third party, and I'm only saying that because you have like multiple females. So again, you can kind of toss the gender out the window, but there's multiple people involved in this situation. Now, if it's not a third-party situation, which understandably that could definitely cause some heartbreak, some sorrow, right, some depression, feeling like you got stabbed in the back, so to say. If it's not that, the High Priestess also talks about, again, secrets or silence. I always think of I think of the song "Let It Be" by the Beatles. Mother Mary comes to me when I find myself in times of trouble, right? I just reversed the lyrics, but you know what I'm saying. The idea of channeling messages from a higher source, a higher power, whether that's God, universe, whatever you believe in, but it's not actively going out and vocalizing it the way, say, like the Hierophant would, who preaches to the group, who preaches to the church, the congregation. This is focusing on the internal, and again, like spending time. I want to say spending time with like your spirituality. Again, focusing on healing, repairing of the heart, channeling energy to aid your body back into healing and health. I'm going to throw one more on this. I love this depiction of the High Priestess. I think it's a beautiful card. Excuse me, I got a tickle in my throat. Interestingly enough, she's holding a heart in her hands. Did somebody steal your heart? What is this High Priestess card for Sagittarius? Something about somebody in your life was at a transitional point or a transformative... They were on like a transformative journey. Sorry, guys. And you may have met them at a time where they were not, their energy was not like earth energy, like solid, steady, you know, rooted in the ground. There was something that was fluctuating or like still figuring out who they were or what they wanted. And so they couldn't establish roots with you the way I think maybe some of you had wanted. There may have been an uneven... like reciprocity, almost like you were willing to take it the whole mile, but they were only willing to give an inch. And I don't necessarily know if it's because they didn't love you or weren't invested or whatever, but they were preoccupied with something else, and maybe that was the secret, that they couldn't give everything that you would have hoped. Sorry guys, I'm gonna pause you. Sorry, Sag, I just didn't want to cough on camera. So yeah, this High Priestess could represent multiple things here, but something about your partner revealed, I don't know how much of a secret it was, but information that hadn't come up and out yet, because again, she's not the most vocal character, if you will, in the story of, you know, the Fool's Journey. So something about this came to the surface and caused some sort of riff or heartbreak. And if it wasn't about third-party stuff, it could have been about an illness or a sickness, in which case you may have had to, like, step up and be, like, the sole breadwinner, or, again, take on that role as, like, the parent, even if this isn't a parent and child dynamic. And it might be. It could be, especially if you have a child who's a Cancer. Or, I mean, literal cancer, right? If there was a death or an illness in the family, you know, that came up for a reason. So, yeah, it kind of put you, it may have put some, like, stress and pressure on you, Sagittarius, to kind of step up and, again, be the power player, be the parent, be the sole breadwinner, etc. Let's throw one clarifier on it. Interesting. But I am sensing that this High Priestess represents a person that you cared a lot about, but something about the situation brought you great sadness. So they may have left, gray clouds overhead. Yeah, I am kind of getting a little bit of like depression, sadness. Maybe this person couldn't be as committed or as faithful as you would have liked. Anything else we need to know about this High Priestess? Ooh. The tree. Yeah, as I was saying, it's like they weren't rooted the way you wanted them to be. They weren't thinking long term in terms of, like, you know, legacy, family. That wasn't really where they were at. It's almost like like their ship came ashore, if you will. Let's stick with this metaphor. And, you know, it docked for a few days, a few weeks, a few months, you know, a couple of years maybe. But ultimately, it's like they knew that their journey this wasn't like their final destination. You were maybe a character they met along like in their own journey. But yes, something about this, it wasn't firmly rooted. It wasn't long lasting. It didn't have staying power is what I'm trying to say. All right. So what's going to be your challenge or focus? That's a lot. I mean, that's technically what the position I call like your energy going into the month. So there's a lot going on there, Sagittarius. And I mean, again, take only what resonates with you. But your challenge this month, or challenge or focus, really. The Three of Cups. Okay, so interesting that that's going to be a challenge. I think this is getting back out there and socializing. Frequently the card of parties, of celebrations, reunions, graduations. This could be a Halloween party. This could be Thanksgiving dinner. Getting together and sharing cups, love, emotions with people, with crowds, with friends, with family, with those around you, right? It's celebratory energy. So yeah, understandably, if this is sort of your state of mind right now, this probably isn't the first thing that comes to mind of, oh yeah, you know, I'll just go throw myself back out there. No big deal. Like I sense that there is a very heavy heart here. And again, I don't want to overplay this if it's not your story, but with the Three of Cups, sometimes it can refer to third party energy. Again, if that's what this Three of Swords and the High Priestess is indicating. It doesn't have to though, right? All right. So underlying energy for this Three of Cups is the Five of Wands. Yeah. Feeling a little bit conflicted. Instantly what I get from this is feeling like, what was the best way to phrase it? It's almost like when you go through a breakup and your best friend is like nudging you in the direction of like, come on, get back out there, and you're just not ready to. At a certain point, you reach this sort of like defensive, like where you maybe snap a little bit, like your temper sort of surfaces and you're like, I'm just not ready. It's that type of energy. So again, this doesn't have to be getting back out on the dating scene, but you're feeling pressured to do something that I'm just getting, you're just not ready to do. You're not ready with wands to take action forward yet, to put in that extra energy, that fight, that gusto. I don't think you have it in you right now. And so if potentially multiple family members are looking at you like, come on, Sagittarius, like it's been a while, like, you know, come to this, go do that. We need your help on this. That would be why you're in like recluse mode essentially, or even hermit mode. We'll see if that comes out, because you just don't want to break bread with these people right now. Maybe you don't, I don't know, maybe someone's calling to reunite, or what is the word? Get back together and like come to sort of like some sort of peace agreement or peace offering. Something about the situation feels threatening or intimidating to you, and yeah, there's a lot of struggle there. There's a lot of conflict. It could be struggle among the group, or it could be internal struggle of how to even proceed forward with. I do want to say group, especially now that we have the Three of Cups. This isn't the Two of Cups; it's the Three, so it's more than just the two, right? All right, let's see. Why is Sagittarius feeling this way? What are they fearing? What is this intimidation factor? What is it that they're struggling with? Five of Wands. Clarify the Five of Wands for Sagittarius. The Five of Swords. All right. So yeah, also a tricky energy. 2 5s, right? Imbalanced numbers, agents of change and chaos, as one of my favorite tarot readers likes to call the fives in tarot. But that's the thing. They do bring about change. They do bring about relief eventually, but it's like you have to push through to get to the light at the end of the tunnel. With the Five of Swords, it's sometimes the card of people playing dirty, winning at all costs, sometimes we say, or someone who, yeah, like disappointed you or broke your heart and you're not quite ready to, or I'm sorry, you're not quite able to release the thought of what they did or what they said. It's that idea of constantly looking back of like, did I make the right choice? With swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, air energy, it's decisions, thoughts, communications. Very much in this card, though, the Three of Swords stands out to me. I think this has to do with your High Priestess, Sagittarius. Again, male or female, some sort of loss, something about you're avoiding the decision with the Two of Swords crossed like that. It is the 5, but avoiding a decision about past heartbreak, or I do want to say I'm not predicting this. You would already know if this was your story, right? I don't predict death in readings. I just don't. I'm morally against it. But if you're relating to losing a family member or somebody in your life, this could be having already gone through the process of the funeral and that sort of thing, not being able to mentally disconnect from maybe the anger of losing someone, and I'm referring specifically to like them passing on, death, right? Literal death. Refusing, I don't know if it's to believe that they're gone or refusing to believe that something about it not being just or there was no reason for this to happen. That's not going to be for all of you, but yeah, that message is kind of coming through. Something about not willing to proceed forward, not willing to maybe accept the truth, and even if it's like that idea of, we're going to get together and celebrate their life, right? Instead of calling it, a funeral or a memoriam, it's a celebration of life. That's what this could be. There's something about this you're just not ready, Sagittarius. Ooh, I feel it. It's a little bit of a somber tone. So yeah, I don't know if this maybe has to do more with family or with a friend. It could be romantic. Again, it doesn't have to be a literal death, but for some of you, it might be. And again, not predicting this. I just want to be very clear about that. I don't do those types of readings, so this would have already happened in your past, okay? All right, so that's going to be your challenge or focus, maybe reconciliation with a group that you're having, I do want to say strained emotion with, difficult exchanging cups, speaking your emotional truth with. And in Scorpio season, that makes sense. We're all deep in our feels, right? We're doing a lot of analytical thinking, right, with these swords about our emotions, about our emotional truths, about sharing our love, about sharing our cups with, sorry, Sag, my camera froze. Good Lord. All right. The help available to you this month, we have the 7 of Pentacles. All right. So again, another kind of like worker bee card. This is the artisan, the apprentice, focusing on the task at hand because we enjoy it typically, because we're excited to hone in on our craft, on our abilities to get better, right? I just heard that Frank Turner song, Get Better. I don't know if you guys know that one. I feel like I always reference his songs in my readings because I love him. Check out Frank Turner. He has great lyrics, great music. Underlying energy is the 6 of Cups. So another card of Scorpio, interestingly enough. All right, so let me get the message here for you. Yeah, you know what's interesting? The help available to you, I think, is doing your own thing. I'm almost getting, with this 6 of Cups, I'm not getting the traditional definition, which is sort of like the nostalgia, happy, sometimes rose-tinted glasses. Something about this is you doing your thing, you investing in your own heart, in your own heart space, in your own love, doing activities on your own that bring you joy. Something about this, you're going to find your tribe doing those activities. Whether that's going to the beach or going to the park and reading a book, or, I don't know, joining a gym or going to some sort of fitness class, whatever. I don't know, even going to like an open mic night or something like that. You're going to find your tribe when you follow your heart. When you focus on the work that brings you joy and happiness, this really doesn't have anything to do with these people. That's sort of what I'm getting here. So that hesitation to rejoin the group, to like re-immerse yourself in society or with the friends group or back in this relationship, the family dynamic, something about your intuition is right. You kind of know it's not time to, as I was saying, like break bread with these people, because I don't think emotionally you're ready to yet. There's something that caused you a lot of pain, or somebody who just kind of played some head games or made you feel like you were in competition with them, or just kind of some nasty energy surrounding you, whatever this group is. This is saying, like, do you. You don't need to conform to meet whatever the group is wanting of you, Sagittarius. Like, and I mean, you shouldn't, right? You're Sagittarius. Like, you're the Knight of Wands. You go off on fun adventures and you do what excites you, right? You're all about that new experience and travel and understanding new things, being exposed to new things. This is like, hey, take up a new skill. It might just make you really happy, and you may meet somebody who shares those values or shares those interests, right? Shares those passions. Again, love, emotions, happiness, joy. If that's the underlying energy of this project or this task, that's helpful to you during this month to do more of that, whatever that is to you. very much, it has very much a vibe of like your skill or your hobby. Whatever you do to pass the time, you know, when you have a day off from work, you know, what are you going to do with that whole day? If you could do anything, it's saying keep doing that. Focus more on this than on whatever that is. If it's inevitable that you need to see these people again, and or maybe want to, something about it is you'll know when the time is right, but it's almost like your group still has some people in it that are working through their own kind of drama. This can be a kind of drama and conflict, fighting even, right? Like bickering too, you know, kind of like shady things people are doing. If your intuition is telling you it's not time to meet up with these people, I would listen to that, very much so. So what is your advice or, your advice or guidance? Ooh, the World. Okay, this card has come up a few times, which makes sense. It's all about the completion of cycles, major life cycles. It's almost like a card of graduating from some sort of challenge, right? Maybe this challenge, maybe whatever this challenge was. The World is all about peace and harmony, collective groups and like happiness and sort of, I always see like this main person is like you as the focus, right? Your world has opened up to new opportunities, to meeting new people. It's gonna be a card of networking as well, travel maybe. Something about this, again, like you're going to meet your soul tribe, or you're going to add a new member to like your friends group, because you are going to bond over some sort of mutual interest, some sort of common interest. And I don't know, maybe you're going to travel with them. Maybe you meet them while traveling, but there's tremendous freedom in this card. You're no longer bound by things that used to hold you back. It's like you've conquered that devil energy and you've done your healing temperance, right? That's your card, Sagittarius. But we have to remember this card comes after Judgment, which is a very, very significant analysis of all things that we've had to go through in our path, right? In our spiritual path. And it can be a literal judgment call on, do I want to go back and fix this, or am I ready to finally release it? And that is all about like scorpionic energy, right? Again, Scorpio season, depending on when you're watching this. Closing out things you don't need anymore, releasing baggage and burdens. I mean, you do have 2 5s, so 5 and 5 make a 10. It's like there's some stuff here that is still lingering, like in your energy and again in your friend circle, that isn't really serving you. So at what point are you willing to either release it and let it go, or to integrate back into the group, right? And find like a peaceful solution, like a happy coming together, essentially. So yeah, advice or guidance, set yourself free from potentially the people that are holding you back. It doesn't have to be. I could sort of take that in 2 different ways. You may attract new people to the group, but I do see this as isolation in a beautiful way. It has to do with not relying on other people, not depending on other people, not falling back because you need their emotional support or their approval. It could be something like that, Sagittarius. Like you stand on your own and it's very effortless. It's very easy. It's like her little sash there. It's like it's blowing in the breeze. It's very calming and beautiful and also very empowering, right? To get to this phase, you've had to be extremely real with yourself and vulnerable, right? She's naked. She has nothing to hide behind. It's her and her alone. She stands in her truth, right? And there's a sense of pride here, right? Yeah, it's kind of a great card. I really like the World. So underlying energy of the World is, the Sun. Somebody else got this combination of cards too. I don't remember who it was, but so the Sun is all about happiness, joy, rebirth. As we were saying with Scorpio, it's the metaphorical death. And you did have a few references to death, whether it's the literal someone who has passed on, or again the death of like a relationship. Or even a career, right? Maybe you left a job and now you don't know what to do with yourself. That could be this energy as well. This is like embracing like your inner Zen, right? It's very kind of like yogi-esque. But yeah, Sun is all about renewal. So we have the death and then the rebirth, right? It's a brand new cycle. It's new opportunities. It's doors opening. It's opportunity of like having the world in your hands, right? Maybe that's what this World card is referring to for you, or referring to for you. Both cards of like solitude. It's funny to me that the Hermit card hasn't come up yet, because a lot of these cards in your advice or guidance, it's kind of like just, removing yourself from negative energy, from like energy vampires, from toxic people who are just constantly taking from you, Sagittarius. There's something about going off on a retreat on your own. It doesn't have to be literal travel, but maybe it's like take a road trip, you know, get out of like your immediate town or your immediate city, your immediate setting. You know, take a 3-hour road trip one day and see where you end up. There might be something valuable in that, especially something about like the literal being by like a stream or a body of water, going to the ocean, going to some sort of pond where you go fishing, like something like that. It's going to be very beneficial for your health. And I do want to say your mental health. So this is a card of Leo. This is a card of Capricorn. Featured on this card, you have all the fixed zodiac signs. So Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, and Leo, if that means anything to you. When you seek refuge away from the group, there is a sense of freedom that is very valuable to you. And nurturing, and yeah, it's good for your mental health. That's just what keeps coming through. It's beneficial. There's something valuable about going off on your own and not conforming, essentially. That's actually what this could be. You're not ready to like drink the Kool-Aid, right? Pun intended. I think a lot of the Sagittarians out there are ready to go independent again. If you have been in some sort of situation that left you heartbroken because maybe your needs just weren't being met, right? Or you didn't feel valued in a relationship and a family dynamic. That solid and steady tree or life or whatever that means to you, whatever you wanted to be solid and steady, some situation or some person in your life really didn't provide that to you. So it's almost like coming into the recognition that you can provide that for yourself. Again, like you don't need anybody. It's great to have your soul tribe, right? Your group of friends or family that has your back and that you love and vice versa. But it's not about needing them. It's about enjoying them as like I don't know how I want to say it, like a bonus or an extra to how great you already are on your own. Yeah, interestingly enough, this reading is really about solitude, Sagittarius. That's what keeps coming up here. Bottom of your deck, coffin. Again, the death of a relationship, the death of a salesman. Maybe some of you are reading that book. Is that Arthur Miller? I don't know. I don't know why that just came up, but and again, I don't mean to make light of it because I do sense that for some of you out there, you may have lost someone really close to you, and that has almost caused like some sort of identity crisis of maybe not knowing who you are without this person in your life. Ooh, Sagittarius, that just hit me hard. Yeah. That's what it feels like. It's like an identity crisis. You don't know what to do without this person. Aw, Saggies. All right. What else do we need on this World and Sun combination here? These are great cards, by the way, though. Awesome cards. The Moon. Again, something about solitude. Something at night when it's very quiet. Something about like being in some sort of, again, meditative state. Spending time even like analyzing your dreams, of understanding where your thoughts are rooted and where they're coming from. That's going to be beneficial to you. And also not settling for less than you deserve. Something about, if this was a relationship that kind of went sour, something about your intuition, you always knew that it could be better, but you agreed to settle for less. This is recognizing it and following your intuition to something greater. It's about, again, the transition of cycles. You have the sun and the moon. And something about this moon to me is like recalling the idea of the high priestess again, maybe with a Cancer. Cancer's ruling planet, if you will, I know it's not a planet, is the moon. So something about this is maybe making peace with the past, again, particularly with this high priestess figure. There's something about making peace with whatever that represents to you. And I will say this too, if it's the literal death of someone who has passed on to another realm, someone who is no longer with us in the 3D, this is also the idea that their spirit and their soul is always with you. Again, a Mother Mary comes to me, the idea of spirituality, channeling messages intuitively, internally. it's like, you know, not talking to ghosts out loud, but knowing that, you know, your ancestors, your loved ones, your spirit guides are around you. We're all looking up at the same stars, at the same sky, right? Again, there's something really beautiful about this Sagittarius. If you are looking to connect with someone who has passed on, again, going into some sort of state of solitude, even if just for a day, even if just for an hour, removing yourself from society. And I do want to say again, going to a body of water, something about that is going to help you get in touch with your spirituality, or potentially communicate in nature with someone that it's like you need to say one last goodbye to. Ooh, Sagittarius, this is a heavy one. This is a really heavy one. But anyway, that's what I got for you. I hope whoever needed to hear that did. Please do like, share, subscribe, and let me know in the comments below if anything resonates for you. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you very soon, Sagittarius, for more tarot readings. Bye, guys.